haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
That's his thing. They don't get back. Hayward's look at his steal. Here's the steal. 3-on-1. Alley-oop. Oh, my goodness. Marcus Smith. And you certainly are in love with him here in Louisville. Marcus in the open floor. Hops incredible. Here comes Maven off the steal. Oh, my goodness.
Get up, get up, get up, get up. Let's get ready for Marcus Maven. About midway to the midday with Marcus Maven. And you can call in, I lay back and just listen to Marcus Maven. So sit back and relax and watch Maven.
Break it down like this.
Woo!
Broadcasting live from the OPC Pest Services Studio. Time for Middays with Marcus Maven on 93.9 The Ville. Now, here's Marcus Maven and Steve Rummage.
All I do is win, win, no matter what.
Let's go! That's how you bounce back, baby boy. That's how you come with your David Johnson-less Cardinals. We are not a one-man show. We are not a two-man show. Tough, together, unbreakable. Cannot be broken. Let's go, fellas. Let's go.
Hey, Brian. That was fun today, but being the importance of that game and Notre Dame, I would like the delegation across the city to all rise. All rise at your workplaces. All rise in your cars. Stop on the side of the road. And Marcus, we are in the Players Club, and I love it. And we all can celebrate. All I do is win.
This might be one of my favorites.
Considering we beat the Fighting Irish, I felt like the delegation deserves a celebration. So don't be alarmed around the city. If you hear people singing in unison, as Louisville fans this morning, we're just celebrating. We're just, look, it's the other delegation. Don't be nervous when the rumble starts racing here.
Turn it up, Brian.
But my babies went out and finished it last night without David Johnson. Without David Johnson.
Let's go, Coach.
They went out, took care of business.
Hurry, boy, it's
all together. Come on, loud as you can.
Shout out to Coach.
Gonna take a lot to drag me away from you.
Oh, Coach.
There's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do.
Come on, people.
I left the rains down in Africa.
Oh, this is too much.
Gonna take some time to do all the things we never had.
Oh.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that, Brian Hall. Oh, man.
Whoa.
We had to get that celebration out. took care of business last
That's
night.
a good celebration song.
Hey, we can play that song whenever you guys want.
No, that's perfect.
A permanent celebration song to the catalog of all celebration songs.
It's perfect, man.
Okay. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Middays with Marcus. Steve Roberts in the building, Brian Hall in the booth.
I'm in the building today. We're enjoying this. It's going to be a fun day. Louisville did what they were supposed to do last night. They took care of business. I think that went an extremely long way. And now I'm pretty confident we'll hear our names called on Selection Sunday. But we'll get into the specifics of it. But a lot of guys stepped up, and I'm proud of my babies today. I'm proud of them.
YouTube channel says lighters up.
Absolutely. Hey, they know how to do it. Look, hey, we know how to do it when it comes to that.
Oh, okay.
But Brian Hall,
Brian Hall in the booth. Brian, what's going on?
Nothing much. Still just jamming to Africa back here. You guys can do the show. I'll just turn it up back here so I can hear it. Now, last night was good, and I will say this: it was I think you guys are probably going to get to it, so I don't want to step on any feet, but there was a question that was asked yesterday on the show about a specific player and if he was, how the fan base was going to be judging him.
Sure.
And I think that, I'll let you guys get to it, but I think he proved last night that he's a difference maker to the team and he's going to change the outlook of the team.
Listen, I'm going to start grades right now. Give Brian Hall an A+. Brian Hall gets an A+.
Guys.
Do you hear the growth? Because listen, and I'm gonna bust the bubble today. Usually, you know what Brian Hall would have just said there?
I'm listening.
I mean, we got the answer to Sam Williamson. He got it rolling and all that, and we're like, dang, Brian, like, hey, we're getting there.
Hey,
but not anymore. Listen, that's why he's the best producer around, man. That's why he's the best producer around.
Appreciate
you hear the growth in that? Where
both of you have made my morning so enjoyable. People that was Steve. All that production, all that early morning production was Steve and Brian. I screwed up. I left my wires at home. Brian found a way to fix my YouTube issue. Steve got me together. I was running a little behind, and Steve got me a 3/4 cup hot water and a cold water. He got the perfect amount to cool my.
Things are good today.
Things are good.
No, hang on. Let's not overlook that really quick. Marcus looked me. I know what he's doing, and that's great. And I appreciate all the nice things he's saying. Marcus Maben looked me dead in my eye today and said, "Hey, man, do you think you go there and get me 3/4 hot in one cup and half cold in the other?" I was like, I swear to God, I'm an intern. I had no idea, but I was like, I'm an intern here.
People, I'm trying to set up the YouTube channel, running a little late. We all have our routines, our morning routines. I got to warm up the windpipes and all that good stuff. So I asked Steve, if you're not, incredibly busy at the moment, would you mind going to our incredible setup, our Tyler Mountain water setup?
It is an incredible setup that
delivers hot water on demand and cold water, and our Keurig machine. So he just in the saving and we're just trying to be a little more efficient this morning.
People are like, Steve, what do you do for a living? I'm like, I intern at Middays with Marcus Maben.
Hey, at least he didn't ask you to squeeze the lemon for him, all right?
We were pretty close, I think we were close. He knows I sanitize my hands. Look,
the limit. Oh, you know what he even did, Brian?
What do you do?
He there was something a random object floating in the cup of water, and he actually
went back and got it again. Yeah, that's what.
Listen, if he really felt bad, he would have just gave that and enjoyed me drinking whatever.
I know.
If he didn't care, he would have.
I know. That's what I say.
He would have sat it. He would have sat it down there, right?
I just intern over at Middays.
Okay.
But yeah, we did. We got the production together.
YouTube says exactly what you're saying. We need stuff on the wall. We need stuff on the walls.
It's listen. We're gonna figure something out soon. If I got to pay for it, I don't care. I need some. Look, Nate Huber's wife has a great company that does that. We're gonna fix this thing up. We're gonna make it look nice. But I really appreciate being in here. It's awesome in here. So.
Okay, listen, you guys have done such a great job. I mean, let's make sure the phone line's open. I'm curious. Listen.
Yeah, let's roll.
Listen, Steve Rummage has it rolling. Brian Hall has it rolling. Let's see if the callers are going to bring it today. 8150-939 is the number. 815-0939 is the number. 3831-939 is the text line. Go ahead.
Well, no. Listen, let's start right here. Last night, your team that you love found out. Now, what would you do if I took off running?
You're gonna have to adapt to a window, Steve.
I'm sorry.
You're not mature enough for a window just yet.
I'm sorry. Your team that you love and cheer for last night went out. They found out yesterday afternoon that they were going to be without one of their two best players. And we're not just talking about like one of their two best players compared to other best players in the country.
One of the best players in the country.
Yeah, see, but you get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like if Boston College, like, well, they're without one of their two best players. You're like, yeah, well, their second best player will never see the light of day after college. But you're talking about a kid that's projected lottery, top 20 at worst. You're missing your 6'5" guard. And you're missing Josh Nickelberry, which means you have one point guard, one guy that can handle the basketball like for a whole game. Yeah. Now you find that out. You go into a game where you need to win. And the see, Louisville's they are a team that is playing their way, trying to play their way away from the bubble, but they're not a bubble caliber team.
Right.
Because, if you play the games like Louisville's probably 15-7 or so right now, 16-7, and we're not even having this conversation if they don't miss with COVID or those games. I'm talking about just this last pause. So here's the thing. You are playing this game that you need to win. You're playing a team, Marcus, that beat. Okay, let me go back and read this. That lost by 5 points to Ohio State. Lost by 5 points to Ohio State.
Number 4, Ohio State, Steve.
Yeah. That beat, as I'm going down there, they beat Bellarmine. A team that just recently lost by 1 to UNC. A team that just put 93 on Duke in Duke. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, you're talking about a team that is not terrible, okay? And they beat Kentucky, but welcome.
Just throw in the fact, y'all lost to them?
Yeah. Well, there's a reason Kentucky's not on the bubble. So, that's to do with that. There's a reason. Like you saw last night. When you physically with your own eyes, you saw a team that Kentucky played and that Louisville played without one of their best players.
We beat them without David Johnson like a drum.
By double digits, yeah.
We gave them their worst loss of the year or matched their worst loss of the entire year.
So if you're wondering.
Without David Johnson, Steve.
I know. So that's what I say. I mean, if you're wondering as to
y'all
why.
Lost to them and y'all had everybody?
We could have 5 tournaments and Kentucky wouldn't be in it. Last night was a perfect visual of that. But the thing is, man, is you watched they beat Bellarmine too. But you watched that team come together, find a way to get it done, second game back, and you saw pieces that I think made you and remember, this is on a night where number 5 Illinois lost to an unranked team. This is on a night where Virginia Tech got beat by double digits at home to Georgia Tech.
By Georgia Tech.
Yeah, who by the way, is sneaking into quad 1 territory for Louisville. So you watched Baylor play a 2-win Iowa State team.
It was down 20.
Yeah, and had to come back to win the game. I mean, there was many teams. I think Oklahoma got beat last night. A lot of teams lost last night. Louisville had every reason to lose and go, well, we had an excuse. And they didn't. And they found a way to win. And with their back against the wall, they made some plays.
You say found a way, Steve. I don't think I like that phrase this
Well,
morning.
I'm saying found a way, not once the game started.
Okay. Because here's the thing. I don't want it to go, listen, because these things way too often go overlooked. You saw that game. And every, like I heard Nathan Huber say it. I mean, he said it to me. I heard it was one of the narratives on the post-game show about Sam's rebound and kick out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's saying that's the most important, part of the game, right?
Yep.
And while I understand what you're saying, if you think outside the box, you know what the most important part of the game was? First 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Starting lineup, right?
Mm-hmm.
Starting lineup. Jalen Withers attacked that zone and loosened it up. A big deal. Jalen Withers hitting those threes early on, getting the ball moving. That good fast start, Steve.
Yeah.
Because if you start slow, you're nervous the entire. You're thinking about about David Johnson missing.
Well, did you hear Mike Bray told his team before the game? He said, "Look, this is a game. We win. I think we're going to the tournament." Like, I mean, they were coming into that game knowing Louisville was reeling, coming off a 45-point loss, even though I love listening to Corey Alexander.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's one of the freaking best out there right now.
He loves Louisville.
And he loves Louisville, yeah. But he did make a good point on sometimes the 45-point loss is easier to go, okay, that's not us. Move on. Yeah. Then the close loss. I did think from a player's perspective, he did a good job.
And we made that point too. Just like, that's just ridiculous. Like,
you're like, okay, but this is a team in Notre Dame, man. You held them to one of their 2 lowest point totals of the year at 57.
They just, I mean, Louisville was lucky though. They just missed a lot of open shots. Again.
I think right. You gave them, I believe, their largest margin of defeat.
Yes.
Of the year.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm looking now. I mean, I think it was the largest margin of defeat they took. Tied with Virginia. I think Virginia got them by 12 once.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, so like,
you want to try to get this?
Oh yeah. But I'm just saying, I mean, that's that right there, man. When you do, and we're not even getting personnel wise, we'll get into that, but that's a big time game last night.
Okay, the pressure's on for our caller. Everybody's been stepping it up. Let's do it. Frank, thanks for joining us on Middays with Marcus Maben. Fire away.
Fellas. Man, I'm going to tell you right now, you guys are going to be a huge part of my recovery from surgery. So I thank you all for allowing us to vent our frustration and display our approval of this team in this up and down season. A couple of things that I'm gonna hang up and listen. First and foremost, every team should be allowed one mulligan. We've had 2 mulligans with the loss to Duke, with the loss to North Carolina. But we came back and beat Notre Dame without one of our starters. So it lets you know that if we can put it all together, I think this team can go far. The second thing I want to say is that as our fan base, and I'm not criticizing our fan base, but I do want to say this, as an educated fan base such as ours, I think maybe, we need to lay off our team and being so harsh. I read the social media comments and even go to the message boards. And I think we have unjustified criticism, so to speak, because this has been an up and down season. This COVID has affected every team, and that's men and women. So, I just want your thoughts on that. And again, appreciate the show, and thanks for letting me vent.
Appreciate the call, Frank.
Absolutely.
This is what I'll say, Frank. This is my opinion on the harshness of social media. There is a mulligan area.
Sure.
And Steve is my inspiration for this law. It's called the Mulligan Law, right?
It's my golf game.
It's the Mulligan Law. And the Mulligan Law is actually it's kind of like the Miranda Mulligan Law, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna call that the Eminem Law. Reason it's the Eminem Law is because Steve whatever Steve says cannot be held against him.
Okay.
In the court of law during those 2.5 hours of game time.
Yeah.
But after that, that's when I say, okay, enough.
You know, I had somebody who we enjoy. I'm not going to say who it is, but somebody who they're friends with the players and stuff, and they shot me a message during the game. It was like, man, like people need to chill with Jalen. Like, why are they being so mean to Jalen and stuff? He's like, even media. And I said, I explained to him. I said, don't take anything personal during the game.
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, that's the Eminem law.
Yeah. It's like don't take anything personal during the game, man. Yeah, because it's people tweet.
Yeah, like they really have no wherewithal to know how mean this is that you're saying during the middle of the game.
Yeah, it's all I know is I just watched him miss 4 layups. That's in this moment right now.
I listen,
that's all I know.
Because here's the problem: I'm sitting here in front of my infant son. And I'm teaching him the game of basketball, and I'm teaching him to try to love Louisville. And when you miss those 4 layups, and I risk losing my son's allegiance, because he might just be in the mood like, is that who we gonna have to cheer for, Dad?
my dad is. I mean, hey, I mean, truthfully, Marcus, and I mean, I don't mean any disrespect by this, but like when I've told this story before. When I became a Louisville fan, I mean, it was right in that late '90s wheelhouse, and Kentucky was just a better team most of those years, right? So, I mean, it didn't matter to me, though. You guys were running and dunking. That was cool to me. You know what I mean? Like, so when you say stuff like that, that's a serious comment.
That window.
That literally is why I'm a Louisville fan, because I was like, you're telling me that team's better. That team's funner, man. Y'all may have got beat. I don't know, but I was like, that team's awesome. Yeah.
No, so I will say that, Frank, like, there just has to be a window. You shouldn't be that mean, but
where'd the sun go?
It's so quick. Twitter and Facebook is just so quick.
Yeah,
that you just don't. I mean, Drew Diener he literally, his fingers are so quick to Twitter that he says, I have to I cannot have my name on an account. Because I can't control what I say in rages. So imagine your fan base, like they can't control the rage. And I wish we could all be, confident enough to stop and just, okay, this is a bad tweet and it's going to be worse later on.
Yeah.
Because when you tweet that mean thing, you think you're 100% right and it needs to be said.
No, yeah. He shouldn't be on scholarship. And why we wasted a scholarship on this kid is beyond me.
Why did we waste a scholarship on a kid who just had 12 and 13?
I know.
In the ACC.
I know. No, right.
Yeah. So listen.
Hey, don't get me wrong. If you're listening right now, he's not getting a pass. We're gonna have a conversation about Jalen Withers.
He is not getting a pass. Okay,
that's big picture.
But yeah, that's kind of to Frank's point. Kind of like there's just that window. But as soon as the game ends, all right, that's enough. You know that, like, that's enough of the personal, crazy barrage. Who we got up top? Logan, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
What's going on, Marcus? What's going on, Steve?
What's up, buddy?
Feeling good.
So I called in. I think it was a few days ago, maybe last week, about the winning tickets to the Syracuse game.
Yeah.
That?
Yeah.
So I actually got a text Tuesday night, and the lady gave us tickets to the game last night. So we went last night, and so it was. I enjoyed that.
Very cool.
I got 2 questions. One, Malik Williams. He's not the Malik Williams we're used to seeing, so I'm just wondering when you guys think he's going to get back. I mean, I understand what he had done to his body. I mean, it takes him a while to get used to, but
sure.
When do you guys think he will get back to the old Malik? And 2, I have a bunch of Kentucky fans on my Facebook who they've won a couple games and now they're going to make the tournament. And I'm really curious on what do they have to do to make the tournament? Do they have to win out the SEC, or is it just not possible for them to make the tournament? I love the show. You guys keep up the good work. I'll get on here and listen.
Appreciate the call, Logan.
Appreciate it, Logan. That last one's a simple one. They got to win the tournament. Like, there's no questions. It's like I was telling you the story. My father-in-law come in the other day. It was like, I mean, man, us in Kansas, and I'm like, y'all in Kansas aren't in the same boat. It's like Kansas, like 17-6. Like I've heard a lot of people.
we all. Yeah, hey guys, we all having a bad year.
We all bad. I'm like Kansas top 20. Kansas 17-7. Like, you know what I mean? Like y'all, Kansas is in the tournament. Like
they're
easy.
number 17.
Yeah, I'm like, this isn't a comparison here. Like, stop like lump and they waxed your rear end. Like, so like y'all in Kansas aren't a thing. You know, like that's a Kentucky problem.
I mean, what is there anything similar about them?
Hey, I mean, we also they wear blue. Like, yeah, but it's like there's no comparison there with y'all. Like, I mean, really, there's not much with Duke. The way Duke's been playing, you know, it's like, dang, man. So
Duke lost their guy opted out, and Duke got better. Your guy, actually, y'all did get a little better too, I guess. I'll be fair.
Yeah, I was gonna say at least they have won 3 straight. But the other question he had, real quick.
I hit it already.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, it's D. We don't want to make D wait.
D, thanks for
not the same one.
On 93.9, fire away.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. What's going on?
Hey, I'm actually calling to give Jalen Willis his props. I feel like last night with Malik playing the 5, he did better at his natural position of the 4. I would like to know y'all opinion on that.
I appreciate the call. Okay, we had this conversation a long time ago. Go ahead.
Real quick, Logan's other question.
Oh yes.
Malik, I agree with him, but even in saying that, Malik had double-digit rebounds last night. Malik, it's just going to take. He's getting there.
That's a good catch too.
He looked much better conditioning wise just from UNC to there. So I mean, I would say honestly, by the time you play Virginia, you'll have 100% of Malik. Like, would you agree?
I'll take it a step further, Steve.
Yeah.
Malik has had a red shirt basketball season.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So be careful when you say words like get Malik back to 100%.
Sure.
Because Malik is a lot smarter than he used to be now.
Yeah, that's a good point.
He sat and watched
a lot
basketball up close for a year.
So is Gabe.
and Gabe came in and saved our season.
And Charles is going to watch a lot of ball from here on out.
You get my point?
No,
with Malik.
Your point is that
Malik sat up close, watched a lot of basketball. He's watched mistake after mistake after mistake.
I thought he was pretty good last night.
He was really good. He was an adult. He was battling, and he's strong. He's grown man strong. Like, I can tell he's one of those guys that's going to irritate every big man.
The problem with
we would have wiped the floor with Kentucky if I had Malik Williams.
That's one thing that should be put to rest right now. Seeing Malik back and knowing how he's guarded and done before, that game would have been a freaking massacre.
What he would have did. I mean, I don't know what Sarr had. 2 points or something?
Yeah.
Sarr would have -16.
No, you would have let Jalen guard Sarr and moved Malik over to Jackson probably. Yeah, no, we would have wiped the floor with them. I think we can all agree with that. Come on. We haven't played a game with the full team yet. That's the crazy thing. I mean, we really haven't. So, but yeah, I do agree with you on Malik. And
so even if physically,
the only problem with Malik, I think, is the way he runs, you can physically see. Some people you can't tell.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell with him. I noticed a couple times last night when he takes off, when he goes, when you're like, okay, you can see it. But I thought Coach did a good job managing his minutes.
But again, it's a rehab run. It's a rehab run. It's I don't even want the because here's the thing. When he was first jogging, when he was jogging, dude, rehab jogging sucks. But you got to do like months of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Of just slow speed walking. You ever see those people do the speed walk, Steve?
Oh yeah, got the hips moving.
Yeah.
You have to, or your hips will.
Yeah, that's what he was doing for the last two months. Let me get back to the phone lines. Well, we got Bert and Ryan. Thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
What's up? I'll be quick so I can jump off and don't get yelled at. Hey, Carly Jones, he got that first foul early, that charge, which, I'm really starting to get tired of the charges called this year. Just with when we have a charge and when we get a charge, sometimes it's like, dude, if you just fall down, you're going to get a charge. It's like the BJ Flynn flop nowadays. But
whoa,
he made,
whoa,
Oh,
Ryan,
man.
there you go.
He's going to get yelled at.
Ryan, BJ Flynn slander will get you yelled at every single time.
I knew I'd get trouble for that comment, but I had to say it. But Carlick managed, he managed the game. He managed himself. He was dog tired at the end.
Yep.
But man, he kept us with with it, and he kept everybody together. But two other points I want to make: Samuel Williamson. If that dude just stays at that free throw line, he went from shooting that shot and me going, all right, I hope it goes in, to when he gets the ball, I'm like, it's in, 2 points, go ahead and go down the floor.
It's insane. It doesn't even look like it hits the net. Like I've never saw such a smooth.
It's mechanical. Yeah.
It's crazy because that shot is open for him, and I think he's now realized it, and he's going, you know what? The heck with the threes. I'm going to camp out right here. I'm going to shoot that shot, and I'm going to make it.
And it's a better shot. It's a better position to rebound from.
It's exactly what I was going to say. It's a better position to rebound from, and it's an area that's going to be open for most of the year. So he's found his spot, and when he got that rebound right at that spot, we're all talking about that 6-minute mark. Mm-hmm. He gets the rebound. He could have put it back up. He kicked it right back out for an open 3, put us up 8. That was a smart play. He could have said, just like Max said after the post game, he could have said, hey, that's my ball. That's my shot. I got the rebound. I'm going to score. He looked for the open man, got the shot, and that he was an X factor in that game that really helped push it over. The third point I want to make, and I want to get your thoughts on both of your thoughts on this. What does Charles Minlin have to do or need to do to get into the flow? It just seems like he gets out there and either he's rushing, he's second guessing himself. Is he still worried about his knee? I really feel like with the 5th-year senior, he could really put some points on the board, but he doesn't seem confident out there. And I feel like that's a player that we need down the stretch to just come on, because right now nobody's guarding him. They're going to let the guy shoot. And I think that he could definitely be a player here in the post game. And I'll jump off. Take care and go Cards.
Appreciate it, bud. Appreciate the call. He needs to catch it off the rim. He needs to stumble into like he needs to pump fake, get fouled or something, and catch him off the rim.
Yeah, because Charles, man, he's not terrible defensively. I mean, but it's just like he's literally just spot duty. I mean, like at this point,
he's still immense with him.
I think here's what's going to happen with Charles, and this is maybe unfair, but I just think it's one of those deals where it's like, man, this is a rough year. I'm glad his eligibility doesn't count against him, and I think this will be a mutual parting at the end. Like, hey, but and I will root for Charles because I think he's took a lot of bad luck this year. I don't think he's this bad of a player, and I think he'll go somewhere, kind of get a fresh start, and be able to finish that career out. So
I'll tell you what, we'll take our first commercial break. Middays with Marcus Maben on 93.9 The Ville.
I'm former Louisville basketball player Luke Hancock. When the NCAA tried to take away the Most Outstanding Player Award from the 2013 tournament, I got it back thanks to Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan is the personal injury firm that fights for the people, and their team treats clients like family. Morgan & Morgan changed my life, and if you've been injured in a car crash, at work, or in a slip and fall, they may be able to change yours. For a free consultation, dial #LAW on your cell phone. That's #529. Offices Louisville.
Louisville City FC has a new home.
It's full time! Louisville wins a second consecutive cup!
And it's right here on ESPN Louisville.
Oh, it's brilliant! Cameron Lancaster with a peach of a goal!
That's right. ESPN 680, 105.7, and 93.9 The Ville is where you can hear live play-by-play as Lou City goes for their 3rd USL championship. For ticket and schedule information, visit loucity.com.
There's a driver who's had his right turn signal on for 2 miles, then proceeds to turn left. There's the one who's convinced a yellow light means speed up, you can make it. And the one who's taken up permanent residence in your blind spot. No wonder so many Kentuckians carry Kentucky Farm Bureau insurance. Because sometimes the best protection against bad drivers is good insurance. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
We are right in the heart of winter, and if you're not sure your heating system is ready for the final stretch of these cold months, it may be time to call who we call at the station DFH Company. Heating and cooling has been their family business since 1935. Buy a complete train system and receive a free UV light which cleanses the airflow throughout your duct system, plus 18 months special financing. It's hard to stop a train, and it's hard to not call DFH Company today at 968-6222, or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Visit dfhcompany.com for complete program eligibility, dates, details, and restrictions. Subject to credit approval.
Hey, Card Nation, let's be honest. The real estate market in Kentucky is booming. And whether you want to buy or sell a home, now is the perfect time to do it. With interest rate at an all-time low and programs that can get you in a home for no money down. Want to learn more? It's simple. Just call Derek A. Stewart with Dream JP Pirtle. Derek is available virtually around the clock to listen, understand, and help you with all your realtor needs. So don't waste another second. Call Derek A. Stewart at 502-314-9868 today.
Matrix Integration, your local IT solutions and managed services provider, wishes you a happy new year. Matrix Integration has been in business for 40 years and has 4 Kentuckiana locations. Matrix Integration's premier offering, My Assurance, ensures your IT solutions are aligned with your business outcomes and provides a predictable, streamlined budget. Visit matrixintegration.com/contact for your free consultation. ESPN Louisville trusts Matrix with their IT solutions, and you should too. Matrix Integrations.
This is Bart and Hahn.
I mean, I'm resting now. I'm resting when I get in my car and head home. I'm resting when I get home. I'll rest tomorrow. This whole narrative of, LeBron needs more rest, or I should take more rest, or I should take time here, has become a lot bigger than what it actually really is. I've never talked about it.
LeBron throughout his career, think about it. He doesn't miss games. So what is this narrative then, Bart, and why does he have to address it?
Well, he has to address it. He's always controlling the narrative about what he's going to do and trying to make himself the victim or the hero. You get concerned with that he's going to wear down in the playoffs because he feels like he has an obligation to try and have to carry the team.
LeBron, you say what you want about him. He's not a guy that takes a ton of time off. He doesn't do that. And I don't think he'll start doing it now. But it doesn't mean that if things really fall apart with the Lakers, that it might be the right time for him to do it, because he isn't getting any younger. And it's so nice that the media is very concerned about his well-being.
Listen daily from 12 to 2 on 93.9 The Ville.
Do you or a loved one require access to a quick and reliable option for COVID-19 testing due to possible exposure? If so, call 859-203-1460 to register for our testing site located at Jefferson Community College at 109 East Broadway. We offer free COVID testing with a non-invasive, pain-free, FDA-approved oral mouthwash through SV Diagnostics out of Dayton, Ohio. SV Diagnostics is a CLIA-certified lab that offers real-time PCR COVID testing with typical results being available by 48 hours. SV Diagnostics is a lab that does not require a prior appointment and accepts all requests, whether it is for medical or travel-related reasons. For travelers looking for a COVID test, we offer a cash-based option with typical results received in 24 hours. Uninsured patients are billed through the CARES Act, part of the federal relief fund passed by Congress in 2020. So come downtown to Jefferson Community College at 109 East Broadway and get your free mouthwash COVID test so you can get back to work or your loved ones.
We always have our focus around here at ESPN Louisville, not focus with an F, but with a PH.
Focus is sparkling water with caffeine, and it's putting sugary soda on notice with its newest flavor, Cola, which was just awarded Best New Product by BevNet Magazine.
Focus Cola has all the classic taste, but none of the harmful ingredients. No sugar, no sweeteners, no guilt. It's what's missing that matters.
Haven't had it before? Try Focus Cola for just $12 when you use code NEWCOLA at www.drinkfocus.com.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
Middays with Marcus Maben on 93.9 The Ville is broadcasting live from the OPC Pest Services Studio. Now, here's Marcus Maben and Steve Rummage.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Middays with Marcus Maben. Steve, you like that song?
I love it. It gets you, look, it gets you ready for tournament time. You can start to kind of feel it. It's around the corner, and it's always exciting. Also, it's a good time to remind some people. Head to Kroger for prices that are lower than low. Food that's fresher than fresh. You'll find more ways to save on the fresh you love with personalized coupons, weekly sales, and rewards like fuel points, all for prices that are even lower than the everyday low. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
I feel like I should be reading something and giving a shout out. UPS, do we have that anywhere around there? We'll talk about that a little later on.
Okay.
Oh, you have that on your own.
Oh, yeah.
Just don't send it to me anymore.
We'll get to that. I'm sure they do. You probably just don't check your email.
I do check it now. It's one of my New Year's resolutions. I do a great job of checking my emails nowadays.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, so macro. Are we still in the macro phases?
Yeah, I think so to an extent. I mean, because last night there was a lot, and in the second hour, I'm sure we might start the second hour off with some grades. Yeah, because that could be a long segment today because we'll kind of make that into personnel, and there is a lot of personnel conversation. But the biggest takeaway for me was I looked at the team and I was realistic about where they're going to be in the tournament, and I said, I can be sold that team with a healthy Malik Williams, with David Johnson at full strength, can upset a 1 or a 2 seed, like in a 1-game scenario. Will they be favored?
Game on.
Yeah. Will they be favored? No. Will they be expected to win? No.
And there are going to be some overly seeded bad teams this year.
Sure.
Not bad.
And I'm not just giving them a first round win. Hear me out. I understand that. So, if you said, but this team right now, double bye in the ACC tournament. So
wait, don't you have to be in the top 4 to get a double bye?
And they are. Yeah, they are.
Awesome.
And have a chance to almost solidify that if they can go get one of these next 2 with Duke or at Virginia Tech.
Right.
So it's one of those deals where I think the macro was the most important because I said, okay, Malik being back and doing it, I'm like, okay, I can fathom them upsetting Baylor. I can fathom them upsetting somebody.
Malik knowing what to do off a pick and roll with Carleague, man.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So like I said, it may not be likely. It may not be what would most likely happen, but it's believable. That's what I like to have at least. And that's what last night gave me. So it wasn't just, man, if this team plays on anybody, they have no shot. At least give me a shot.
Because
I'm prepared to go home in round 2. Okay,
right.
I'll be honest.
And last night, you didn't feel like you did anything outside of the norm.
No. If anything, you feel like, okay. You feel like you weren't completely solid team-wise everywhere.
Yeah, but you had your defense. You held your principles. You stuck together. Like you played a good team effort.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I prefer the think about it, you had 5 players in double figures.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, this would be the best time of the year in the last 4 games to be getting 5 players in double figures.
Yeah,
headed down the stretch, getting think about it, Malik. If we stay on this trajectory, Malik is getting healthy, just like we said. You know what, Steve? There's sound where you've probably said this 17 to 22 times on this show. Come into the season, Malik will have 5, 6 games to get his feet wet.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be Max Malik.
Yeah, right
come
around
tournament time.
Yeah, right around Virginia ACC tournament time. Yeah, it's I think that's about.
Are you worried about David Johnson taking a huge step back?
A little bit, not taking a huge step back, but if he is really, I believe him and Josh are roommates.
Mm-hmm.
So if Josh has been that sick,
mm-hmm.
and now David Johnson's sick, yeah, a little piece of me worries. Yeah, I'm like, will he play Saturday? I don't know.
It's crazy, man. I know I'm not allowed to say this, but. And just, I feel like I got to be honest about
Take
this.
An IV. Sweat it out.
Oh, I'm definitely, listen, I can't get that out of my system. military brat child, athlete family, best way to fight something is to, hey, I know you're sitting there and you've had strep and somebody's listening and they're mad at me for saying this.
Yeah.
But I'm saying through my experiences, you know what I'm saying? The worst sicknesses that you fight through, you know what I'm saying? It's like, not to get religious, but when you start saying claim it, are you claiming sick?
Yeah.
Are you just, fight through it? So that wasn't what I was going to say, Steve, but that's a good point, right?
Yeah.
I was going to say, I'm glad to see somebody actually get sick from something else.
Mm-hmm.
Because for the last year of my life, there was one sickness.
Yeah.
And that's it. And then nobody could ever have any kind of sneeze and the fever or everything was one sickness. I was relieved to hear it was something else.
Yeah.
Just to know that, people can do all these protocols and stuff can just spread. Like you can get sick off,
Yeah.
like it happens. Sure. Okay. So I'm trying to think of any big picture things without going into the personnel. Okay. Well, anything in particular about Coach Mack seeming to have them ready to go, or did he talked about it, kind of enjoying the way they responded, but to see that transition into being ready to play, is there anything else to make of that?
I mean, I was talking with Nate before the show and stuff, and I mean, there was a portion of me that was like, man, you keep like on one shoulder, I said, man, they're not quite putting them away. They keep letting them hang around. But then the other part of me and my other shoulder said, they've led wire to wire.
At about 7.
Yeah. This game's not been. I mean, Louisville's been ahead the entire game. You haven't watched your team one time be down tonight. So it was like, so where do I side there? Do I go, well, y'all didn't put them away, or do I go, y'all won the entire game? So it was and again,
against a team who felt like this was their last shot to get a big win to get them in the tournament.
Sure. Yeah, no, absolutely. And again, like I said, you held to your defensive principles. And again, and this is a religious, this must be like a religious rite of passage after a Louisville game, because I've heard it probably after 9 or 10 games. Louisville plays a game, they play defense the way they play it, and somebody goes, they're just lucky they're not hitting shots. Well, that if that happens every game, then it's probably not just Louisville has like a charm where teams don't hit threes. And Notre Dame's not, whatever. But
Brian, I want to know what you were thinking right when Steve said that about the 3-point shooting, because you were deep in the netherworld. You were so deep in the netherworld, Brian, that I
don't even know where I was. I was so deep, I mean, put that on the mixtape.
Steve, he was gone. Right?
I was looking at you like over this, but I kind of wasn't really looking at you, and I was kind of like off in thought. But I'm like, it was one of those thoughts where I couldn't even tell you what I was.
Brian was walking a dog down Hurstbourne. He's just like,
so
come back.
Okay,
Come back.
Okay, let me ask you this, Brian. How do you respond when people say, "Oh, Notre Dame just missed a bunch of shots, and Duke just missed a bunch of shots, and this team just missed a bunch of shots"? And
we didn't have our second best player, and Malik's his second game back, and this is our second game back after a 3-week absence. So counteract it with some extra punches of your own.
So you just say, so Brian's just going to fight back. He's like I'm kind of a roll my eyes guy and just say, okay, you don't know anything about basketball.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's one of those things where those are just people looking for something to rally you up. A win's a win. I mean, people hit shots, people don't hit shots. You can't predict when it's going to happen. So, you can miss some shots too.
Right. You can challenge and you can speed people up. And it pushes down their percentages.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, that's what I say. I mean, if that was the first time that's happened, I would go, well, Notre Dame is just off. But it's like, we do this dance 9-10 times already.
Right. The anomaly is when somebody goes 15 for 24 on us.
I know. Yeah. It's like, maybe have we caught on yet that maybe the defense speeds them up and makes them okay, all right, or not.
This grade segment, I demand my apology coming up, y'all. This
Louisville.
Whether you're celebrating a birthday, an anniversary, a new baby, or just because, a gift of fine jewelry from Shane Company will make any moment more special and memorable. With the largest selection of styles in every price range, finding a meaningful gift will be easy. We have all the classics, as well as new styles for spring, unique necklaces, earrings, bracelets, and rings made with hand-picked natural stones. You can also customize a gemstone pendant just for her. Choose her birthstone or a gemstone in a color she loves. We have vibrant rubies, sapphires in over a dozen colors, and a range of popular gemstones, always natural and ethically sourced. With our superior craftsmanship, your gift will be made with heirloom quality that's guaranteed for life.
of the Metro College and have 100% of your undergraduate tuition paid for by UPS to U of L or to JCTC if you work the night shift at the Worldport. Also, UPS is providing great benefits, including career advancement opportunities, upward mobility and trajectory, and paid health insurance after 9 months of employment for you and your family. Administrative, non-union entry-level opportunities are also available with benefits after 6 weeks of employment. Visit upsjobsky.com for more information or upsjobs.com/Louisville to apply today.
So, Brian, do you have the stats? Do you have the timesheets? Do you have, because we got to jump right into this full tilt. And for YouTubers, the internet went out for a second. I don't know what happened with that, but we're back up and running. So Steve, grading segments. It doesn't feel like it's been forever since we gave out grades.
Let's do it.
Come on, Brian. Give me the least bit of minutes. Who played the least bit of minutes?
He got driven by right on the baseline. And I was like, dude, it's like you weren't even standing.
Yeah, he gets snapped. I was gonna try to let him off the hook and just say, dude, you're not getting it going, but you look like you don't know what you're doing.
Something's wrong with him, man. I don't know if it was the injury or the long delay or whatever. He was expected to be much more of an impact player when he came in than what he is.
Yeah,
right
I mean,
now.
and again, you can look at his film and can tell he's better than this.
No, he definitely is. I mean, like, obviously there's an adjustment from coming from the program that he came from, San Francisco, to a program like Louisville, but at the same time, it's not this big of a
I know. Right. Like, you can get a guy off of Prairie View A&M that would play better than
they
what
can at
he's
least
playing.
give you 15 minutes a game of some decent basketball.
Right. Like again, I was gonna try to let him off the hook by going D. It's enough. You failed it.
All right. So next up, we
just did Charles Midland. Steve, you want to throw in a grade real quick?
Oh yeah, an F.
There you go.
Steve didn't even try to give him an incomplete or anything.
You want to hear his
He's
stats?
just flunking people.
No,
he's ripping.
No.
He's just ripping up. He's ripping up tests. And I know you flunked it.
No, I know.
So what we talked about was that he was 0 for 1 in 7 minutes, had no points and 1 rebound. But not only did he not show up on the stat sheet, because Marcus was going to kind of try to give him an incomplete, just kind of whatever. But I saw him get blown by a couple times on defense, and it was like he wasn't even out there.
No, that was kind of my point. I mean, there was one possession where the dude went right around him, and then Charles goes down the other end and just kind of shoots an air ball, and it was like, okay, I like Marcus's a little miss that many questions on the test, the teacher's not like, well, but you at least showed up and finished it.
But you will get a D from the teacher if you stay after and study.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Tied for the third fewest minutes.
B, I'm not. Side of Jay, or there was one stretch that if I could take away, I'd give him an A.
Yeah.
But I can't take that one stretch away. Where it was like, I mean, stuff like that can cost us games in the NCAA tournament. It can cost us games in the ACC tournament. It can cost us games in the next 3 games.
I am incredibly disappointed that we haven't got a call and I haven't got one apology yet, Steve.
Oh, I know. I thought about that.
Shame on y'all.
When I heard Drew's show today, I was like, Marcus, this has got to be like Marcus's heaven.
What did he say?
Because the story today, well, it's not just him. I mean, the story today in the media, I mean, you had Bob asking in the post game, like, why won't they dunk? Why won't they dunk? I'm like, this has to be what Marcus's heaven looks like. Just media just walking around going, why don't they dunk? Why don't they dunk?
No. You know what the thing is? The problem is when you let him get away with laying the ball up against those first 8 teams, when every single game I said, Coach Pegues, Coach Gaudio, Coach Mack, that is going to kill us. I said, Jalen Withers is going to cost me my season. Jalen Withers had like 18 and 16, Steve. And I said, D. Oh, man. Oh, you just insult me, Jalen Withers. Oh, you need to do this. I said, listen, Jalen Withers is going to cost me my season by not dunking the ball.
Yeah.
I said that in week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He is going to cost me games late in the year. And I don't care what y'all say. If you don't know that, you don't know basketball. I'm telling you, those layups where you just flick it in, you don't make those in pressure situations. You don't all of a sudden get more coordination when the bullets are flying. You don't get better. So when the bullets are not flying, you have to be stone set in a habit of getting the ball dunked in the back, using your explode. Again, you don't dunk on him, Steve, right?
Yeah.
Then the next time I get the ball around the basket, they think they can block everybody's shot now.
Yeah.
Because you won't dunk that basketball, right? So you make it tough for me now. They're getting confident. So now they're not afraid to challenge anybody. The psychology that you change on a basketball floor, I didn't care. We won by 20 points. Man, can you believe Marcus is out here giving Jalen? Oh, he's just trolling. No, I'm not trolling. Your develop. Oh, well, he's out of position. That ain't got a damn thing to do with playing out of position. If you're a 2 guard and you can jump, you go dunk the ball. I don't care if you're a 5, a 1, 2, 3, whatever. You get that opportunity. You must finish the job with an imposing and one or dunk, or you're gonna get bullied for the rest of your college basketball life until you 6'8", 6'9", you're by yourself. That's why you missed that alley-oop. You're costing these guards stats that's gonna cost them player of the year.
Yeah.
You cost Carlik 3 assists.
Yeah.
He has 18 and 8 with you finishing with dunks.
Let me ask a question. Do we take calls during the grade
Yes,
segment?
yes, I can take that. You know what I'm saying? Like you're costing David Johnson tons of stats.
No, yeah.
You're costing DeAndre Davis. You're costing the whole mentality of the team. And again, I'm just as mad at coaching them, just saying, hey, listen, listen, when coach answered the question and said, I'm gonna give him credit, he didn't hang his head. I'm still saying that habit has got to be developed. You're not allowed to lay it up in here because you haven't earned the right to lay it up.
Yeah.
Other guys can. When coach says guys are being nonchalant with the ball, to dunk a ball, right? To really dunk a ball around people, you have to grab the ball strongly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Sam, Jalen, in the layup line, you're not allowed to lay it up because you haven't earned a finger roll. You don't deserve that.
Yeah.
We're losing. Jalen, we win by 17, 18 points. We go on a run. Carlik Jones spoon-fed you buckets.
Yeah.
We go from 7 to 17-point lead. If you finish it. And you, again, I don't want to let this go by without knowing, Jalen, you are costing everyone.
Yeah.
You are saying you be doing something nonchalant is more important than everything we're fighting for out here with that attitude. And it's crucial.
I'm with you on this one, Marcus, and I'm so disappointed.
Welcome to the party.
Because we had you all have been on the Jalen Withers, saga for a while now. And it was one of those things where you look at the stat sheet and you're always like, oh, Jalen played good, but then you actually watch the game and you're like, wait. And what's so sad is I was really pumped about Jalen for the first probably 10 to 15 minutes of the first half. I was like, dude, because he knocked down both of his threes real quick. I was like, okay, so now he's playing with Malik. He's gonna play on the perimeter a little bit more, and he's able to space the floor, and he was getting his rebounds and doing his thing. Then there was 3 straight possessions. It was when the game was 25-20. He missed 2 layups. He had one where he missed 2 layups in the same possession, got the rebound and missed it again. Then he comes down the third time and gets blocked from behind. and I don't even know if it was actually blocked by the Watts guy, but he barely. It was a guard. It was a guard that blocked his shot.
He didn't play bad, but the mistakes he makes is the equivalent to a Malik Cunningham.
Yeah.
I don't care if you had 336 yards and 190 rushing. You turned it over 3 times.
Yeah.
You turned it over 4 times. We lose because of you.
Yeah, we lucked
nothing else.
We lucked out in that series because Notre Dame was not hitting their shots at that point, or else it would have been 31-20 if Malik was able to hit those shots. He would have got it out to the 31-20. But then the other way around, it could have been 26-25 if Notre Dame was just hitting their shots.
This was the one important grade that we had to get Steve's opinion on, and then we'll get on out of here.
Yeah.
What say you about Jalen Withers? And Maurice, we'll go to you after Steve.
Man, it's so tough, man. Because it's like my brain can't physically look at a guy and say you had 12 and 13. I watched you step out, hit threes. I watched you play great defense. I watched you do everything good and still like be unhappy. But I kind of find myself being that way because I'm like, that swing right there. Okay, sometimes you shot around the rim, like the one that was kind of everybody was around. I can live with that if you hit the other 3, and it's like, all right, yeah, you had the one that just the tip didn't go in. Everybody has that. But it was like, man, that should have been 6 points, easy. Like, there's no reason you shouldn't have had 18 and 13 last night. And nobody's having this conversation. We're not
having the put teams away conversation if you're finishing these.
No, so it was just, it's one of those things where I want to give him a good grade, but then I'm also like, I'm watching Jalen miss bunnies in the tournament and I lose a game. And then I'm like,
no.
Okay.
You know what you watch, Steve.
Okay.
You watch Jalen Withers go up, miss the dunk, hang on to the rim, grab the basketball while hanging on the rim, and then try to put it back in.
Yeah.
And everybody looking at each other like, did Honest just do that?
I know.
Because you let him get away with it, staff included. Letting him get away with the nonchalant layup.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's
and again, has nothing to do with size, athleticism. If he was a 2 guard, I'd say in transition, if you got the legs to dunk it, you go dunk it. Carlik gets pitched the other day. He gets that wide open layup. Your boy pitches him.
Yeah,
North Carolina. I don't care if Carlik had good legs. I would say go dunk that.
I watched Jalen Withers at Louisville Live jump over another human being and dunk the basketball. So it's not that you're not capable.
That's my point.
Yeah, it's like,
yeah.
We all watched it. We watched you jump over like 2 or 3 guys actually and dunk the basketball. Like, it's humans, other college basketball players,
size humans. Yeah,
like I know you can jump, dude. It's not like there's not like a narrative that's like.
But that's why I say you gotta put cones down and make them jump over cones.
Yeah.
We gotta get you jumping high.
The oop against Kentucky he caught. That was impressive. Come flying down the baseline, you catch that, you punch it. Like, I don't know.
You gonna get on out of here?
You want to stay for one more?
Yeah.
You might like the next one.
Okay, yeah, I'll do one more and then I'll jump out. I can go about 11. I got an appointment I gotta get to.
Maurice, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
Marks and Steve, hey, good morning, guys. I want to let you know, big fan of your midday show, but also your midnight show.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, big fan, guys, big fan. Got 2 questions for you. I was kind of wondering if y'all caught the comment the other day about Seth Greenberg pretty much saying that he don't think a win over Louisville would mean all that much. Kind of see if you all had seen that and your thoughts on that. Pretty much just saying that we suck. And then I've been hearing a lot about a Miami transfer. Didn't know if you guys had heard about that. And then and we might not have a name, but kind of wondering what kind of player we could potentially get and how strong of a chance we have in landing the guy. Some details on that if you have it.
Appreciate the call, Maurice.
Yeah, a couple things. Yeah, I don't know why Seth Greenberg hates Louisville. I've not figured it out. Well, maybe I do, because when he lost his job, we took Montrez, and in Montrez, you win a championship, and he was probably furious because he had Dorian Finney-Smith and Montrez. They were going to have a heck of a team. and then they let him go. I don't understand it, but every time that dude's on TV, every time he's on local talk radio here, it's like he makes a point to just piss all over Louisville. I don't get it, but it's like whatever. Have your Corey Alexander loves us. I guess you give and you take.
Jalen Withers is a D+.
Yeah, and the Miami transfer is Matt Cross, by the way.
D+. Did you grade Withers?
Yeah, I'll go C+ because I mean 12 and 13, that's a lot of rebounds and points. But man, yeah,
D+.
All right,
because you're gonna cost me.
Next up, we got Samuel Williamson. He played 27 minutes on 6 of 10 shooting, 0 of 1 from 3. He had 12 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 turnover.
That's my first A of the day, man. I like what Sam did. Sam, we talked about it before the show too. I think Sam made the biggest play of the day, getting in there, getting that rebound when things were kind of, kicking it back out to Carleet. Sam knew he had. By the way, Sam is my exhibit A on if you look at me and go, well, you don't know they wouldn't beat Syracuse. Yes, I do. Watch Sam. Yes, I do. I do know they would have at least split with Syracuse. Sam he found his niche last night and he did it. Like, I loved it. Like, hey, you don't have to do anything else. Hey, if y'all aren't going to do this, Sam was smart enough. He even started kind of looking at him like, y'all just going to let me shoot? Okay. All right. I'm just going to shoot.
He was so confident.
He was. Yeah, no, I thought Sam was an A. I mean, he was good. He was good. And he rebounded. He would come flying in. I remember he gave somebody a death stare. And I can't remember.
He's getting to the point, too. He's taking it from his teammates.
Yeah, somebody kind of took it from him.
Yep.
And he looked at him like, dude. Like,
I could tell he's getting to the point where
because Sam flew in and got it and kind of knocked it out and he had it and I can't remember who it was, but it just fell in their hands.
Any other times, he's coming away with those.
Oh, I know.
Basketballs.
Well, this one just kind of fell out of his hand, but he would have got it, but he would have just gathered it. Somebody else, and they did their job. But yeah, he looked at him like, "Did you just take that?"
I'll give Sam an A-.
That's fair. I mean,
he could have been more aggressive.
Sure.
Yeah, you're still an awesome player. You can be more aggressive. You can get lower.
I know.
A-. I tell you what, get on out of here. We'll take our basketball break.
I'll be back tomorrow. Everything's fine. Just got to take the baby to a little appointment.
Middays with Marcus Baby on 939 The Ville.
People-friendly equipment, technology, and service for all of your print communication needs. Look no further.
Just whistle for duplicator sales and service.
Copy, scan, fax, send, or mail. Your unduplicated professionals can simplify the process with world-class network business machines from Ricoh and Savin. High-quality office equipment solutions and services, and the fairest possible price always for you. That's our commitment.
For today and tomorrow.
And our commitment continues from our commercial print and mailing division, Derby City Litho. Check out the 7110 Ricoh graphic print system, providing superior color output to include spot varnish options. Duplicator sales, Derby City Litho. Corporate mailing systems, Ricoh and Savin.
Just whistle for duplicator sales and service.
Phone 589-5555. Online at duplicatorsales.net. 831 East Broadway in Louisville, with offices in Elizabethtown and Lexington.
When you are buying or selling a home, you have a ton of questions that need to be answered. Well, what if I could answer those questions with 3 simple words? Call Josh Jarbo. Josh specializes in residential real estate, getting buyers the home of their dreams and sellers top dollar for their home with the best negotiating skills in the industry. And if you tell him you heard about him right here, you'll receive up to a $5,000 seller's credit. So contact Josh Jarbo today at 502-216-7590 or joshjarbo@remax.net.
It's not quite March, but that doesn't mean the college basketball fun has to wait. DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is giving all new players the chance to bet $1 on any team to hit a three-pointer in any basketball game this week. And if your team makes it rain, you cash $100. That's right, all it takes is for one three-pointer being hit by your chosen team to turn $1 into $100. If basketball isn't for you, DraftKings Sportsbook has daily odds on hockey, soccer, and more. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code WLCL to get your shot to turn $1 into $100 when you bet on any team to hit a three-pointer in any basketball game this week. That's code WLCL for new customers. only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older, Indiana only, new customers only, restrictions apply. Winnings paid out in 4 $25 free bets. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem, call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
Oh, ship! I need to get this package downtown by noon.
Don't worry. There's a brand new on-demand delivery service by Z-Trip. It's Z Shipping.
Are you shipping me?
No, we're shipping your packages.
For the quickest, affordable, on-demand courier service, visit zshipping.com. zshipping.com. Let Z-Ship help you with your delivery needs. That's zshipping.com.
Now that sports have officially kicked off, there's only 4 things missing from your playbook. 4 pegs. Looking for great smoked wings? 4 pegs. Looking for juicy barbecue and award-winning chili? 4 pegs. If you're just looking for some cold crab, tap, can, or bottled beer, 4 pegs. And the best part about 4 pegs is it's right around the corner at 1053 Goss Avenue in Germantown. So you better get over there fast because the word is spreading. And while you're over there, be sure to ask about their food truck and other catering services.
Do you or a loved one require access to a quick and reliable option for COVID-19 testing due to possible exposure? If so, call 859-203-1460 to register for our testing site located at Jefferson Community College at 109 East Broadway.
Now that sports have officially kicked off, there's only 4 things missing from your playbook. 4 pegs. Looking for great smoked wings? 4 pegs. Looking for juicy barbecue and award-winning chili? 4 pegs. If you're just looking for some cold crab, tap, can, or bottled beer? 4 pegs. And the best part about 4 pegs is it's right around the corner at 1053 Goss Avenue in Germantown. So you better get over there fast because the word is spreading. And while you're over there, be sure to ask about their food truck and other catering services.
We always have our focus around here at ESPN Louisville, not focused with an F, but with a PH.
Focus is sparkling water with caffeine, and it's putting sugary soda on notice with its newest flavor, Cola, which was just awarded Best New Product by BevNet Magazine.
Focus Cola has all the classic taste, but none of the harmful ingredients. No sugar, no sweeteners, no guilt. It's what's missing that matters.
Haven't had it before? Try Focus Cola for just $12 when you use code NEWCOLA at www.drinkfocus.com.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
Now in the street there is violence and lots of work to be done. No place to hang out or washing, and then I can't blame all on the sun. Oh no, we're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher. Oh, we're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher.
Middays with Marcus Maben on 93.9 The Ville is broadcasting live from the OPC Pest Services Studio. Now, here's Marcus Maben and Steve Rummage.
Welcome back. Welcome back. It's Middays with Marcus Maben, 8150. 93.9 is the number. 93.9 is the station. Where do we leave off at? I was during the break, I was trying to figure out if I was still going to stick with the Sam Williamson A-. Yeah, I was thinking about going B+.
I'm okay with that.
I think he still left a lot of food on the table.
I'd agree. I mean, he's had a double-double before. He didn't this time. He shot the ball pretty well, shooting 60%, but 12-8 performance in 27 minutes. Very good, but is it A-worthy? I don't know.
No.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't just give out A's all willy-nilly. Okay, who we got next?
With the, let's see, third most minutes on the team, Quinn Slazinski with 28 minutes on 3 of 7 shooting, 0 of 3 from 3. He was 4 of 5 from the free throw line. He had 10 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 turnovers.
It was important that Quinn showed up to pick up some slack. I like Quinn's he knew what he was doing.
You know what I like that Quinn does? He is great at picking up fouls.
He's getting better. He pump faked somebody and he kind of jumped into him. I actually called Steve on that play right there and said, see, Quentin bumped into him just enough to get the contact, right? I'd like to see him really jump into somebody, like lower the shoulder. Because again, once you hit somebody in the chest, like once you pump fake somebody and jump into their chest or jump into their body and make them feel like, let them feel your momentum. Like don't let a guy fall on you and you absorb all of his weight. Yeah. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I think that there's a chance this guy might be listening, so I'm gonna be careful where I step. But there was a couple times there that he looked very much like Luke Hancock when he was drawing some fouls.
Luke made you pay for it.
No, Luke was much more physical, and that's where Quinn needs to get to. He needs to model his game after Luke.
And Luke does it where he knows you know how stupid you look right now.
Oh, yeah.
And Luke would accentuate the contact, like make sure everybody in this arena knows.
And you're right, though, because Quinn knows what he's doing because he is – some of the plays, it was obvious, hey, I'm just trying to draw the foul, throw something up so I can get to the free throw line. Like it wasn't even almost like an attempted shot. It was just like, ooh, that was a shot, you know?
Is that this new school young punk basketball where you step back and step away from the contact on everything?
Probably.
I don't like it.
Me neither.
I don't like it.
But I'm with you. He needs to watch a lot of Luke Hancock film because he's got the idea of how to do it. But he needs to be, like you said, make people know a little bit more because he's just kind of like, brush, I got the contact. Oh, I threw up something that looked like a shot.
They're not calling that late season, though, down the stretch. They're not going to call that. So you got to take it. And once you're labeled as a shooter, the pump fake is your strongest weapon. They think he's a shooter. They don't realize his percentages aren't really great right now, but they still fly out there at him. He has to make people pay for that. So he's 0 for 3 from the three-point line. I need him to hit threes. So he's already down to a C. I needed him to step up. So that moves him back to a B minus. Quinn Sislinski on the grade. He had what, 10 and 5?
10 and 5.
I'll give him a C plus. I'll give him a C plus.
That's where I was going to go.
I got high expectations.
You bounced around, and I wondered where you were going to end up. My sight was on C plus the whole way. Solid performance, 10 points, 5 rebounds, drew some fouls, but he played 28 minutes, and some of the guys who played less than him actually put up better stats than him. You know, you look at Quinn, he played 28 minutes, got 10 and 5. Well, Jalen Withers played 2 less minutes than him and gets 12 and 13. And then you look at Malik Williams, played 2 minutes less than him, but he kind of reversed the role. He did 6 points and 10 rebounds.
Yeah.
So,
he got
Quinn was not a problem last night. Was not a standout point, but solid performance. I'll say C plus B minus.
By the end of the show, I'm sure that my Quinn grade will be in the back of my mind.
Well, you know what's shocking to me though is that he got the third most minutes. I thought Sam or Jalen would have had more minutes than Quinn, but he must be doing some
Yeah,
things
he makes fewer mistakes than anybody. I think he got beat to a ball. You can go ahead and grab that. There was one time where Quinn was slow getting to a ball. I think Coach Matt gave him one of those deaths. You know what? I realized Quinn gets one Coach Mack death stare a game. We're going to have to start marking that. We're going to have to start watching for the screw up that gets the Coach Mack death stare. And I think he's getting that same death stare because Coach Mack expects the same kind of Quinn that I expect. High IQ player. You have, you're look, I hate doing this again. You're deceptively athletic, you're sneaky athletic, you're deceptively a little quicker than you believe, than you realize. So I think he got high expectations, and he can't believe when Quinn just makes I've said Quentin a couple times, sorry about that. When Quinn makes a huge mistakes. Big Pat, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
Marcus, how dare you?
I'm listening.
How dare you give Quinn a better grade than Jalen? Like, for this particular game, okay, I ain't talking about season. For this particular game, you, my boy, I always agree with you, but man, I'm against you 100% on this one. Jalen with a double-double, and you gonna give Quinn a better grade? Okay, yeah, he missed some bunnies. Yeah, he ain't dunking the ball. Okay, I get that. But he's just a freshman.
Wait, Pat. I can't believe you're doing he's just Pat. I literally can't believe you're saying, oh yeah, he missed a couple, buddy. He missed 4 layups point blank.
Yeah, but look at the end result. He's still growing.
The end result is.
Come on, Marcus.
I think you're just
a better grade.
I think you're just defending Jalen on this one.
I am.
I think.
Have a good one. Go Cards. I love y'all, man.
Appreciate the call.
I mean, Jalen was obviously the most debated, I think, because it's hard to grade him hard when he gets the double-double, but then when you watch the game, it's so frustrating when you watch him consistently miss these bunnies.
But that's why I made the Malik point.
Yeah.
Some buckets are more important than others. Critical timing of a play. If the other team's making a run, they cut it to 5. We run a set play and get you the ball right underneath the basket, and you miss it. You don't dunk it.
Well, I keep going back to that 20 to 25 stretch. Basically Jalen lucked out about not getting pulled out of the game sooner because Notre Dame was not capitalizing on his missed layups on the other end. It could have been.
I mean, he played good defense. He did respond with good defense.
Well, he rebounded well too, and he knocked down some threes, which I think is going to be a part of his game that starts to expand a little bit, just because I think that he's been forced to play under the basket. So when he gets some lineups where he's in there with Malik, he's going to be able to show a little bit of his perimeter skills. And I think that's where you're actually going to see him settle in long term. Like next year, you're going to see him more as a little bit on the perimeter, because that's where his possibilities are with the NBA.
Go ahead and grab that. Let me get over here. Chris, thanks for joining us on 93.9. What's on your mind?
What's up, Maven?
Chilling.
Hey, I got two statements, then I got to blame you for something. First of all, it was great to see different lineups. The fact that we don't sub one person for one person, it was great to see a multiple lineups. We were long at times. We were fast at times. That was great. Now, this Jalen thing, I can understand missing a layup, but it's like he's trying to sneak the ball off. That's what's making me mad. It's like he's trying to hurry up before anybody gets there, like he's holding a hand grenade, and it's going to blow up in his hand.
100%.
Now, with that being said, I think this is your fault, Maven.
I'm listening.
I think this is 1,000% your fault. You've got him to get a shoe on. He hasn't lost his shoe. Obviously, he's been listening to us. His shoes are tied. He's keeping his shoes on. You have access to these guys. You can go to practice. You need to sit him down, show him a film of why they call us Dr. Dunkenstein. Make him understand the history of our program. And if he's going to be a part of it, if he wants us to love him because we love him, but if he wants us to be in love with him, he's going to have to start dunking the basketball. Maybe this is your fault. Get to him. You got a shoe tied. Get him dunking. I'll get off and I'll listen to you.
Man, Chris, I appreciate the call. I got to get with his dad or something. I got. You might be right, Chris. There has to be something that I can do. And listen, you're right. And again, I recognize it because that's exactly how Sean Marion used to score it real quick. He used to just try to get it in so fast. He get that shot off the glass so fast. It's like, dude, but his second and third jump were amazing. So he could dominate, doing that. But like Jalen, you're gonna have to get that. Look again, and the route that I'm still taking is it's not about you, Jalen. It's not about you. It's about you letting these guards down. You letting the team down by not dunking it. You know what I'm saying? It's I know he doesn't understand that part. And again, there's plenty of things that I never understood. It took me forever to understand. And, so when I'm saying this, I'm saying it can't be fixed instantly, like it can be fixed with 2 practices.
I think we're also, we grade Jalen a little bit harder just because we know his potential is
and you need him
higher than most people. I mean, this is a guy, Jalen is a guy that if he keeps putting up the numbers that he's putting up regardless, he's going to be an NBA guy at some point in his career. So we know what he's capable of. So it's frustrating to see when he makes these little mistakes, but then it's also something that you got to keep in mind. Man, there's a reason why this guy redshirted last year and took a year to kind of get up to speed. But I mean, bunnies are something you learn, the little layups are something you learn in grade school. And Jalen probably could dunk since he was a freshman in high school.
easily. Yeah, I could. I know he could. Todd, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
How you doing today, Mark?
I'm real good. Of course, we got to win.
We did. Yeah, go Card. First of all, I'm talking from a short man's point of view. I'm only 5'7", right?
Right.
When I played basketball in high school, I could get the ball and I could take it and hit the rim, but I couldn't get over enough to dunk it. Now, if I was 6'8", like Jalen Withers, I'd be a Montrezl Harrell. Because I'd be going, if I was a foot to 2 foot away from the basket, I'd be going up with such aggression just to put it in the hole, because I've always wanted to be able to do that. And it seems hard to me. Maybe it's his attitude that he's not as aggressive around the rim.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sitting here saying to myself, I'm saying, man, at 6'8", you ain't got to go up that far with your arms extended to be able to put that ball in the hole and slam it. And like you said before, it does something emotionally, motivationally for the team to see a teammate go up there and slam that ball. It does something to your psyche where you get a little bit more fired up. And I mean, I don't know how else to put it other than, when you stand 6'8", God gave you that height for a reason. Go up there and put that ball in the hole, get aggressive around the rim. And then you might get, if you're dunking the ball, maybe